Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Applied Near Life Team Training Tuesday. We meet on Tuesdays so that we can understand and really appreciate what we've got in our hands. We also welcome guests. We would love to see as many guests as possible to have a look at what we've got, because what we do have in this family is precious and we need to share it with everybody. My name is Esa Zanambasi, and I just want to do a little bit of introduction. I haven't often introduced myself, but here I am with Dr. Edward Nambasi. We are both trained medical doctors. We've been in this business for a few years, and we trained quite a while ago as medical doctors. I must say that we are both passionate to see the world healthier and happier, and we couldn't be in a better place. So we feel privileged to have been shown this opportunity. And I personally chose to get started immediately because it made so much sense. And I was actually looking for a lot of things. At the time I went to medical school, we were just beginning to see HIV. That was in the early 80s. And I figured that nutrition was very, very important. And so I actually settled in the area of HIV, but to my dismay, through the years, it seems that there was a fundamental problem with our medical education in that nutrition was not emphasized enough then. I hope things have changed. So nutrition is a critical determinant of the immune response, and malnutrition is the most common cause of immunodeficiency all over the world. And we often think malnutrition just looks like marasmus or kwashiorkor. No, we are seeing a lot of malnutrition everywhere. So this evening, I would like us to keep our eyes wide open and our hearts wide open to look out there and see people, because this is primarily a people business. And we really have to reach out to people. That's why I often call it my ministry. But this is what my story goes like. I was looking for different cleaning products. And that is often quite amazing to people who say, what? Why cleaning? What's so special about the ones that you were looking for compared to the usual ones that we can buy over the counter? Well, common household cleaners have a lot of challenges. And as you stick around with us in this family, you will hear quite a lot of and why we have it. I ask you to please remain muted. Thank you. Okay, here we go. So that's what I was looking for. And I'm so glad that we were shown it, because several years since, a lot of research has come up to show that toxins in the environment are a huge contributing factor to our health or our disease statuses. So yes, this is a famous quote: your life does not get better by chance, it gets better by change. And I love this quote so much, because unless we as people in this family are prepared to change and then lead the way and lead other people to change, the world's health status will go one way. So what I want to talk about today is, as I say, a summary of what we've got and why I personally chose to get totally involved, and I jumped in with both feet. So why Near Life? This is what I was looking for. Different cleaning products. Products that would not poison my children. Products that were economical, very earth-friendly, because I've always been so aware that unless we take care of the environment, our health can never be in the best form. And then products that were powerful enough and yet non-toxic. And that's what you will find here. Then I've always also been so aware that we have been blessed, immensely blessed by the Creator to give us all these doctors, as it were, fresh air, the opportunity to exercise, which we don't often take because we may work at desks or drive in cars, or, yeah. So the need to drink water and to be intentional about that rather than all these commercial drinks. Of course, to eat well, to eat healthy, natural food, to rest, and to spend time in the sunshine, because the sun is important in that it actually interacts with nutrients in our skin. And the more you stay and listen and attend these trainings and other trainings, the more you will appreciate how everything links with everything else. So I have a concept called connecting the dots, and that's what I will be doing. So yes, natural food, we are told that we are supposed to eat lots and lots and lots of color. Unfortunately, modern lifestyle is such that it is not always possible, either due to time or cost. So why Near Life is because supplementation is absolutely critical. It is necessary. So now I thought I would do something a little bit different, and that is to do this table that I put together about the healthcare spending per person in 2019. There was a survey that was done for over 10 years, between the year 2000 and 2019. And they ranked the countries from number 1 to country number 181. And so I just picked and chose some countries that were interesting so that we see how much money in US dollars it was spent in that year per person on healthcare. And the reason I'm pointing it out is I want you to appreciate, without any doubt, why Near Life? Why Near Life, okay? Because if we look at the country that came at the bottom of this particular survey, 181, Madagascar, they spend only 20 US dollars per person per year in that particular year on healthcare. So when you think about it, $20 per year doesn't translate to too much money. And the point of this is that the people living in Madagascar or Burundi or DRC or Uganda, Tanzania, India, Kenya, okay? All these people cannot afford to keep falling sick because the infrastructure to fix them after they have fallen sick is not adequate. It cannot take care of them, okay? And then when we look at country number 1, there were a few other countries in between here, like Switzerland, Germany, the Netherlands, where loads of money per person is spent on the healthcare system, which includes hospitals, all the machinery, the payment of doctors and nurses, and all the infrastructure that you can think about. As suppose they can say, oh, well, I can do whatever I want. I will go to the hospital and somebody will be paid, or I will be paying somebody to fix me, because look at how many dollars are spent on country number one. Per year, $10,000, almost $11,000. Okay, there are other factors like the population size. There are other factors like the fact that per capita income is massive. And when you think about it, I want you to think very carefully why I'm presenting it this way. And the reason is that, okay, yes, just a minute. The reason is that we have a huge opportunity to share our message in all these places. And Near Life has enabled it, because all you need to do is make use of your back office, make use of your website. Everybody who starts with Near Life gets a website. And you can just drop down to any of those countries, or you can go on nearlife.com and find out whether the person you met, or the person you heard of, or the person you interacted with on social media would like to have a look at this opportunity. And the countries where more money is spent on healthcare might not be very interested, but I'm here to tell you as a medical doctor that after the last 3 years, many people want to know how they can take responsibility. And that's what we are here to do, to teach, to share, and to make sure that we become healthier. I'll give an example. Many of you, I'm sure, have seen that so many people are getting this problem of abdominal expansion and fat. And from that, we are seeing more and more other diseases like diabetes. We are seeing a lot of high blood pressure. We are seeing many strokes. We're seeing a lot of diseases, which we will cover as time goes on in detail, and how Near Life can help. But the primary problem is that we have drifted away from what we were raised, our ancestors, when I say we were raised, our forefathers, what they were eating, and now are taking more and more of processed foods. So one of the things that we encourage in this family is to choose carefully. We are not saying that eat as you want and eat whatever you want. After all, you're going to use supplements. That is not what we are saying. And I'll be very, very emphatic right up at the beginning. So the question is, does food really matter? Yes. Too much meat in the diet is associated with an increased risk of a lot of the challenges that we are seeing today, such as fibroids, osteoporosis, heart disease, various cancers. And it is known that a plant-based diet can be protective. So the supplements that Near Life gives are 100% non-GMO, and they are organic and largely plant-based. So why Near Life? Indeed, we can keep asking that question, because we as a family would so dearly love to encourage people to change their lifestyle. And it starts by changing your buying habits. It really does, or your overall lifestyle habits. Because if you're waiting to be medicated and to be given some surgical procedures, you know, I don't think that turns out very well. But anyway, let's carry on. We'll discuss all those topics as time goes on. So Why Neolife? This is what really attracted me. The very fact that Neolife may be the only nutrition and wellness company, which has a dedicated scientific advisory board with notable scientists. And the founder of that board, Dr. Arthur First, was also the man who spent a lot of his career in cancer and pharmacology and toxicology. And so with his background and the background of all these notable scientists, Neolife has a history of scientific excellence. Dr. Arthur First actually joined Neolife after Neolife had started in 1958. He came in the very, very early 70s and started the Scientific Advisory Board. And their focus, and this is so mind-blowing, was that we have to take care of ourselves at a cellular level. That is absolutely phenomenal, because they chose to take care of the most basic unit of our body. We have over 70 trillion cells, and each one needs to be fed, needs to be protected. Each cell needs to work, and it has these little organelles called mitochondria, which have DNA in them, which means that they actually can influence how our lives turn out. Each cell has to excrete, and that's when they went so many steps ahead and said, okay, if the cell membrane is healthy, then we will be healthy because we will be able to absorb food. And understanding just that will set you on the right path to good health. And then, of course, each cell has to die correctly, has to die decently. A cell that does not die decently is what we call a cancer cell. And Neolife was at the forefront of ensuring that the nutrients and the lack of toxins in the environment, or the reduction of toxin in the environment, ensured that we would remain healthy. And our cells would be healthy. So this is what they advocate, what we as a family advocate, that we should have a good amount of physical activity. We should also eat whole grains, because in the whole grains, we get the lipids and sterols that build normal cell membranes and also form the template for our hormones and enzymes and generally our life. Then we have to have fruits and vegetables for protection. We have to have protein. Now, that's where the mistake worldwide has been made, that protein means loads and loads and loads of animal sources of protein and meat and things like that. No, that isn't the case. We can eat it. I'm not saying that we should never eat it, but we have to eat it in very small amounts compared to what we were raised thinking. And then, of course, fats and sugar. It has to be the correct fat and the correct sugars as well. But unfortunately, lifestyle has dictated that this pyramid is turned upside down. People hardly exercise and they eat way too many processed foods. And so that's why we see problems. And so for the guests, you will see this picture a few times. We believe in repetition because repetition creates that atmosphere of learning. So when we are born, we are supposed to be very, very energetic. And then, unfortunately, the usual trend in the lifestyle of today is that we quickly slip into the tired zone. In fact, many children these days have slipped into that zone because of the diet. And then they stay in that zone, and as a result of tired cells, it is much easier for them to fall sick. And that's what indeed happens. So there is a lot of loss of energy and vitality, and then we reach out for the wrong things. And that's why we at Neolife are here to share that a healthy cell can remain healthy and be maintained. So why Neolife? You need to be sure that you're practicing preventative maintenance and not waiting until the cell is so unhealthy that it is actually on its way out. And that's why we have amazing products, which you will hear about as we have these sessions and other sessions as well. So Trianen was a flagship product. We have it in our core nutrition. And just so that we remind ourselves, our minds, your mind, will always believe everything you tell it. So what are you telling your mind? What are you feeding your body as well as your mind, okay? So we are here to say, let us feed it hope and truth and feed it with love. If you love your body enough, you will reach out for the right nutrients and the right family to belong to, who will give you the right cleaning products and the right skincare products. So this evening, I really want us to focus on the year 2023 and declare that we want to be free of challenges such as diseases, free of challenges such as poverty. And not only as individuals, but as families. So as we look out there, let us look out for people that we can introduce to this opportunity. So why Neolife? One thing that blew me away at the beginning was their nutrition range for children. This is the children's core nutrition. The other thing that obviously blew me away, and that's why I started personally, were the cleaning products. So this is what I consider the core cleaning. In addition to that is the laundry compound, which you will learn about. So adult core nutrition looks like that. It has amino acids in the shakes. And this is perhaps the only product on the market. I could be wrong, but I think it is, which gives you everything in balance and gives you all the 22 amino acids. And then the body is able, after receiving them in one meal, to build the enzymes and the hormones and the tissues and repair and do everything that is correct for the body. And that is how to maintain health. Now, part of the core nutrition rather is the Pro Vitality. This is foundational. However, in recognition of the fact that people might start out at a budget that will not sustain the entire core nutrition, it is possible to start with what I like to term as the core of the core, which I described earlier, which is Trianen. However, if one does the entire core nutrition, that is the Pro Vitality and the shake, it's a very good investment in your health, because I hope that you are planning to really make this year the year that you go free. So now let us consider why Neolife. Again, because it is relevant, totally relevant. You know, we are seeing with alarm a rise in prevalence of diabetes. And so the scientists are always on the leading edge, and they research and develop supplements for us out of real food. And they are totally effective, highly bioavailable, and they work. So these two are relatively new, but these two products on the screen right now, but they are phenomenal. They will make a big difference. So this is something that one can aspire to. And as I keep on saying, we are not treating conditions necessarily. We are treating people who want to have a better health, to have better health outcomes. Then again, why Neolife? You know, spending so much money on skincare is what is happening in the world today. But we in this family will say that yes, we have an amazing skincare range, but we use it as the cherry on top of everything else. After you've got your nutrition right, you've got your lifestyle right, and you can use this nutrition range. It will make a difference. It has been proven to defy the aging process. So many of us may appear our age slower and slower if you can invest in everything that Neolife has. So this is what I want you to plan this year. If you're new to this family, or if you're just a visitor, peeping in, wanting to see what we are all about, this is what we have to offer. You can become 100% product user, which means that if Neolife makes it and another company also is making it, which you are using because of your traditional way of buying, you can swap that product for a Neolife product because you'll be buying it from yourself, from your own shop. You won't be spending money on a product that is not as excellent, and yet the money doesn't come back to you. And I say that because you can run your own nutrition business. You can earn as you empower yourself and others. And if you are so intentional about it, you can earn a lot of money. And that is what will make you happier. The knowledge that you are healthier and you are helping other people to become healthier and happier as well. So we are a family on a mission to make the world a healthier and happier place. And I quickly, for the visitors and the guests, want to read out the Neolife values, because I think hearing them will give you confidence that you are in the right place, okay? Neolife values, absolute integrity, okay? It's at the core of who we are, and it is reflected in everything that we do. Now, absolute integrity simply means that your words and your actions match up every time. People are number one. That is the golden rule, that we treat others the way we would like to be treated ourselves. And that is something that those two first values were so mind-blowing to me, because as a medical doctor, here we are giving healthcare out to people, but I kept on saying and battling with myself that I'm writing prescriptions, but I'm not on those drugs. I'm not taking them. And I cannot even begin to say, yes, I understand when somebody tells me that they're having a reaction or a side effect. But with these, every single product, I can tell with absolute integrity that I have used it and it will do what I have experienced, or even better, or for you. So that's what we mean with those first two. And then products that work. Yes, it's quality without compromise. We have our products made up to a standard and never down to a price, which means that they will source the right raw materials and put them together correctly to ensure that we will never come to any harm. It's an equal opportunity for all. It doesn't matter how old you are, where you come from, your experience, it does not matter. You are welcome to this global family, and wherever you are now, it is even easier to be part of this global family. And then the long range vision. Now, I want to say that please look at this opportunity with a long range vision. Look at your health with a long range vision. You know, it's never too late to start looking after your health. Let's just clear that one up. But the reason, for example, Neolife has dedicated an excellent nutrition program for children is precisely because of that long range vision. They want us to start early so that when they grow up, they won't suffer. They won't suffer all the challenges that we have seen over the years as medical practitioners. So yes, and then what I want to say is that here are 5 good reasons that you should actually consider if you're a visitor or a guest. You will get health, that is a given. You will get personal development, and it is a massive opportunity to find a career path. There are perks. Yes, there are bonuses, there's travel, there's training, and then you will be given purpose. Now that is what I have found for myself. I am now fully into health and wellness. I feel aligned with my purpose. I feel happy. And as a result, my health is telling me that, yeah, I am now happy because I'm no longer misaligned and not walking in integrity. And this last picture is to the men. Gentlemen, I want you to know that even you can participate fully in areas such as skincare, such as the cleaning products for your houses. And I'll tell you why. Because it is going to save your health. We know that issues among the men, such as stress and women, but for men, prostate cancer are rising in prevalence. And to prevent it, you need to know what your house is being cleaned with and what your clothes are being washed with. So gentlemen, I really am passionate about men's health too, like everybody else is. And I think you are the ones that can influence the change of buying habits in your homes. So why Neolife? Health does not always come from medicine. Most of the time, it comes from peace of mind, peace in heart, peace of soul. It comes from laughter and love. For me, that just summarized why Neolife. And I look forward to seeing that all of us are going to take our opportunity seriously, and we are going to reach out to people, and we are really going to make the world a much healthier and a much happier place. Thank you. I'm going to stop recording if I can. Okay. I always battle. No. Okay, so I'll open it up for discussion if you are happy to discuss.